This is a video recapping lesson 3.2.2 from our textbook, making a connection between addition and subtraction. So let's say, for example, we have 5 negatives and we're trying to get to -4. So I'm going to come up with a couple of ways where I can show that I have -5 and how would I get to -4. So first thing you need to know is this concept that we've talked about, which is a zero pair. So when you have a plus and a minus, same quantity of positives and negatives together, this is a zero pair, or basically it's equal to 0. So I'm going to use that concept to help me get from a -5 to a little bit more positive answer, -4. So if I add a +1, so adding a +1, I have a zero pair here. So what I'm left with is my target -4. Let's do another one. So another thing I could do, starting with my -5, and I'm trying to get more positive. So one way to get more positive is actually to take away that's subtracting some of the negatives. So I'm going to take away a negative, and what I'm left with is -4. So the concept here is that, take away a negative. I'm going to do that again. Take away a negative. We'll have to put a little parentheses to kind of help distinguish that. So taking away a negative is the same as adding a positive. That looks it's a little weird, but it kind of starts to make sense once you kind of build it out. So we're going to do another one. So we've got -3, and my target is to become more positive by getting to -1. So once again, I can add. So if I added +1, that's not enough to get me to negative. So I'm going to add +2, and I've got a zero pair, and I'm left with my target of -1. Okay, so that's one way. Another way, once again, is I have my target. I have my original number -3. And I'm trying to get more positive to this -1, so I could take away, that means subtract 2 negatives, and what I'm left with is -1. So once again, this connection that when you have a negative and a negative right together, that has the same impact as just adding those same numbers. So let's see if we can do another one. So see if you can, once again, try to find, so let's have you try this one. Have -4 and have a target of -2. Okay, so there's your -4. So pause, see if you can do these, and see if you can actually come up with 3 different ways to do it. Okay, so I'm going to assume you did that. So, starting with my target of -4, one thing I can do is I can become more positive by adding some positives. So zero pair. I now have my -2. Starting again, my -4, I can take away 2 negatives, and I'm left with -2. There's lots of ways to get here, so we can get a little bit more fancy. So -4, maybe I add 1. Okay. Maybe I, let's see, I don't know, I'm going to just kind of play with a couple things. I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to add 3. Oopsie, now I have nothing. And now I'm going to have to get to -2, so I'm going to have to add 2 negatives. Okay, so lots of different ways you can get there. This being the main thing, and it's just, if you didn't know, it's very loud in my room if you go into the bathroom. Okay, have a good one. Good luck with that.